This is the Ghetto Free Press, and I'm George Boston Rhymes. I'm down in Duval County. In fact, I'm at the courthouse. I went into the courtroom, and you've already heard what happened to me, but I do know that this morning there was extra seats in the courtroom. They could have let other people in to witness this court case. After I could not go back into the courtroom, Officer Gendry told me that the judge said that only the people who had armbands or who had signed. Well, I was in, but that's another story. But I thank God it happened, because little did the judge know and little did Mr. Guthrie know that this is the will of God for me to be on the outside. And whatever you get today, just think about this, Mr. Judge and Mr. Guthrie, that this would not have been if I was inside the courtroom. And so I want you to know that our God always works in mysterious ways. This beautiful sister right here, what's your name?
Estefania.
Again?
Estefania.
And I just want to say to you that I witnessed what happened here. The protest was going on. You called for a march, and I didn't see anything wrong with what you was doing, in my most humble opinion. And since I have that on camera, some of it I may edit out, but I don't normally edit. But you did nothing wrong. So my thing is, what was the point of that you was trying to make, I think, about some elected official? We want you to get the time that you need and that you deserve. You got some of it up here. But what were you trying to say about elected officials here in Duval County?
Yeah, basically, the people that are here today in this courtroom waiting for a verdict, the reason why we're here is because we have two specific demands. And people were getting off messaging, and I wanted everyone to go back into what we're here for. Therefore, I went up to people and I decided that we should all together chant for justice for Jordon Davis and the resignation of Angela Corey. And we should stop talking about our own preferable agendas. Everyone in here probably has a different God. Everyone in here probably has a different political view. But the truth is that we're here because we want justice for Jordon Davis, and we do not want Angela Corey to stay in office. So to bring back the messaging and bring back the intentions of being out here, I called this protest after 3 days in which women have had a minority time of speaking, and also people have been just guiding their own agendas. And this is all of our struggle. All of us are here for the same two reasons. So we marched, and when we came back, there was a time to speak about why we were here and why chanting and marching is not violent, and why we need to be out loud about what we are doing. And the reason is because of the prison system, because of our children being murdered. We cannot be represented inside of that courtroom. And so the only place that we can represent ourselves is outside of the courtroom. And we're upset. And how do we manage that upset feeling to get out of us? We do it through chanting and expressing what we believe on. So that's the messaging that I wanted to get out there. And the brother that has been talking for 3 days about things that will probably separate people and that are not justice for Jordon Davis, where Angela Corey has got to go, got upset at me and decided that he could shut me up.
Well, well, let's not give much more credit to that, because we don't want him to even have a stage if it's not concerning.
And so the important thing was we all talked about how chanting is not a violent force, marching is not violent. It's the way that we're speaking, we're using our voices, and we're finding the system accountable because we do not have representation inside the courthouse.
Right, we did not have a presentation, and then there was open seats in there, as I said, but yet they did not let the outside of these hundreds of people know that there was space in the courtroom. And after I left the courtroom, they would not let me go back in. But how do you feel about when somebody said to you, and I saw nothing wrong with what you were saying, when they said these children are not your children? How do you take that? Because it's about a human being, and you are a human being.
I think they also don't understand that as a Latino person in the United States, you suffer the same kind of, not the same level but there is repression towards us too. And there has been Colombian people from my country that have been shot and dead, like Jordon Davis was. And Jordon Davis is a black man that today is being tried, but it can be a Latino man. And it's about our nationalities, and it's about we are oppressed nationalities, and they want us in the prison system or dead. And those are my brothers and my sisters. They come from indigenous tribes. I come from indigenous tribes too. So I will stand in solidarity with them, and I will make sure that people are able to speak out loud and give out their messaging as much as I would like them to be there if one of my brothers or sisters of the Latino community was targeted, like Jordon Davis, Trayvon Martin have been.
My beautiful sister, I want to say this to you. I'm a black African American by way of Africa. And I want you to know that I have no problem with Latino communities. I want the Latinos, I want the white people, I want the Japanese, I want the Germans, I want all the human beings on God's earth to understand that the Ghetto Free Press and George Boston Rhymes embrace you in what is right in God's world. We are one, we are united, and we are going to defeat, let me repeat, my beautiful sister, we are going to defeat the forces of evil, wickedness, unfairness, discrimination, sexism, whatever you want to call it. But we are united, as the Bible says in St. John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and that the truth shall set you free. And we cannot suppress women, we cannot suppress white people, or anybody else in God's world. Close us out, my beautiful sister. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you so much. Close us out.
Just if you're able to ever participate in demanding justice for anybody, and if you're ever able to come out and speak up and use your voice to make everyone's voices louder, make sure you do that, because that's the only way that we're going to be heard.
One of the most important things, who was the person you was talking about? What is that elected official doing or not doing? Short form.
Angela Corey, in this specific trial, she persecuted Jordon Davis's trial and also Trayvon Martin's. Zimmerman walked free, like we all know, and there is two special charges that Michael Dunn has not gotten, which is leaving the scene of a crime, and besides that, it's a hate crime. He should be tried for a hate crime too. So there should be more charges to him than there are. And what people have noticed is not only she has decided what the law is before things go into the courtrooms, but she also has targeted people like Marisa Alexander, that are people of color that have been, that self-defense applies to them. Oh wait, it doesn't, because she's black. So she cannot be self-defense and not kill anyone and be free, but Michael Dunn and Zimmerman do get to do that. And she has been the primary person that has persecuted Marisa Alexander. She has made sure that Marisa Alexander stays in jail. You can look up interviews of her directly attacking Marisa Alexander as if she had ever murdered someone. But when the murderers come into in the courtroom, they're not charged for the things that they also should be charged, and they're not put under the system for justice. And that's what she's doing. Everyone in Jacksonville knows it. Everyone in Jacksonville knows that she's putting their kids into prison systems. She's putting the juvenile prisons up in her priority in the agenda to get all of our kids in the prison system and in there forever, because when you're in the prison system, you stay in it. And so the people in Jacksonville are tired, and Angela Corey has to go. Okay, and somebody's getting paid in the prison system and in the jails. People are being paid big money to carry on that. Contracts that say what amounts of people you should have in a prison. That's slavery to me.
All right, thank you very much. Once again, this is George Boston Rhymes. I'm doing what I do because I realize that there are a lot of handicapped people in our nation. And I don't mean physically handicapped, but I'm talking mentally handicapped. And this is why truth comes, as Jesus said, so we can free the minds of the people, because only truth can set us free. Thank God for the judge, and Officer Guttridge for making this interview possible when they denied me the right to go back into the courtroom. When I had been in the courtroom, we all know there was vacant seats in the courtroom, yet hundreds of people outside that could not get in. It just don't make sense under our form of government. The Ghetto Free Press doing what others ignore. Bye-bye. Go. come to join, you have to hold your position.
All
That's
right.
all I'm saying.
Well, I'm gonna stand with my foot back, but I like to stand with leverage. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
Cool.
This is the Ghetto Free Press. I just interviewed the young Latino lady about what took place up here. What's your name, my brother?
West Yahuda.
West Yahuda. Okay, I see that before the little incident happened that you were speaking several times today, but my point is that...
Well, I didn't speak several times today. That was the first time I spoke today.
Okay, well, as you were speaking, and then what was the point that you want to make today, or wanted to make today, you know?
At that time?
Yes, sir.
What I was saying, at that time I was referring to 2 Chronicles, 7th chapter and the 14th verse, saying that if my people which are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then will they hear from heaven and forgive their sins and heal the land. Basically, I'm a Hebrew man. In the Deuteronomy 28th chapter, it explains the curses that falls on the people of Yasharallah, Israel, when they turn away from the Father. It describes no other race than the Black Americans here, you know, in United States. And the point I was trying to make is I was speaking to my people that we basically have to humble ourselves first, turn from our wicked ways, then will we hear from heaven. As the man who was speaking before me, my elder Akbar, he was speaking about the will, the life form outside of this earth, the heavenly life form that's been showing itself and showing themselves and preparing to pay a visit. You know what I mean? And basically, if you want to be on the right side of that, I'm saying, humble yourself, seek the Father's face, turn from your wicked ways, turn back to the laws, the statutes, and commandments. Because in Hosea, the 4th chapter and 6th verse, it says that if you reject His commandments, then He will reject you. You will be no priest unto Him. And since you forgot His way, He will forget your children. That's why our children die, man. You know what I mean? This is prophecy that's been happening. And I was basically just going to touch on that one thing, on that 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. That's the only thing I was going to touch on behind my elder Akbar. You know what I mean? But I was rudely interrupted, you know. And I'm not unfamiliar with that young lady, you know. I protected them. I marched with them when Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin's killer got off, and we marched from here to Sample, Florida, and I was their security, you know. Majority of the way there, I had to keep coming back because I had to work, you know what I mean? But I was coming back and forth, you know what I mean?
So the disagreement was not a personal thing, or it wasn't a confrontation? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So it was not a confrontation. It's just something that happened, or what happened? You know, it looked kind of bad for law enforcement. They didn't arrest nobody, but you know, what would you call it? Because you worked with her before. You know, me, I'm about peace and harmony.
I mean, she was one of the head organizers on that march. I guess maybe she got a power trip on that feeling above, but you know, I came in to that you know, organization. I didn't join that organization, but I came in with them on that demonstration, that display, and I supported them. Okay. You know, I protected them, but I played the background. You know what I mean?
Well, I watched what happened. I'm not from here, from Valdosta, Georgia, but I watched what happened, and it looked bad to me in front of the public and the police officers. It looked bad. But the point what I'm trying to say here is that sometimes we don't quite understand each other. But I want you to help me to understand. What is your religion or denomination? Or
I have no religion. I have no denomination.
What's your belief system?
I follow our original culture.
Okay.
You know, we as a people, we have an original culture. Part of the problem with our people now is we're always looking to find ourselves in the wrong crevices, you know, all throughout this society, you know. our people are lost people, and we keep looking to here and there up under these other people and their cultures and their problems or their sins and whatever they got going on to find completeness within their self. But it's right in front of your face. You know what I mean? So that's my culture is our original culture, the Hebrew culture, you know, that you find in the first 5 books of the Bible, man. The Old Testament of the Bible is our history. Black History Month. You want to observe Black history? Start looking at 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. That's our history, man. And basically we've been deprived of. We've been tricked. Our preachers steal money from our people every Sunday. You know, they rape the kids. You know what I mean? I'm not all preachers, but the majority of them. You just look at the news, you see what's going on. Right here in Jacksonville, Florida, all these churches that we have here in Jacksonville, Florida, all these preachers that we got, all those congregations, why is this grass all empty like it is right now?
I agree with you, but short form as we get ready to close this out. My question is this. Do you have room in the original culture of our people as recorded in the 5 books of what they call Torah or the Torah, which I'm familiar with, I studied it well. But my bottom line is, do you think it's possible for us to embrace other religions and not in a form of peace and harmony and overstanding the knowledge or the lack of knowledge that they have, that to come into one commonality that we all are deserve some of God's oxygen and love to be distributed and shared on this planet?
Do I think? Are you asking me that question?
Yes, sir.
Or are you stating?
Short form, ask me a question.
Basically, all these other religions that you find in this world is just a derivative of us and our culture. We are the original man. We are the Creator created us unto Him. He made us in His likeness and His image. He established a covenant with us because we are the original man. Everything else is just a derivative.
Short form, can we live in peace and harmony and love and respect to one another, although our differences may disagree?
Absolutely. That's what was lost then, respect. But she interrupted me, respect was lost. And now I had to regain my respect. That's just it.
Once again, what's your name?
My name is West Shahuda.
And you are in what type of religion, or not necessarily religion, but belief system, any way you want to put it, brother, you know.
I'm not a religion. I'm a Hebrew man.
Okay.
I follow the laws and the statutes and commandments of the Most High Father.
If I say denomination, I take it out of my lack of knowledge and just, you know, it's all good.
Well, I'll let a thing be established with the truth.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Truly, I follow my original culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And every other religion on this earth basically is a derivative from what I'm telling you.
Okay, thank you very much, brother.
You're welcome.
Yes. This will, by the way, be on Boston TVR on YouTube. We definitely going to put it. I interviewed her, and I saw you, and you hadn't left. I had to get you as a balance. That's the way I operate. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Peace,
Shalom.
brother.
Shalom.
Peace. Shalom, yes.